Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1309 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for January 18th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1309. I'm gonna start with the word helps. Alright, got the L green and S yellow. So I've placed L as the third letter, and I also know that S is another letter which goes somewhere else in this word. So S could easily goes first, um, but not sure about what goes afterwards. Let's try salon. Okay, I placed the S and L. Okay, I've eliminated the vowels A, E, and O, so that leaves just I and U, or potentially a Y. For example, silky. Let's try that. It could be, it could also be something like silly, but I just want to get some other letters. I don't know. It's like it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I won't know anyway. So let's try silky. Oh my goodness, is it really silly? Okay, what other options do we have? Sil. I think it's just silly. All right, well then it's all right because I would not have predicted. There's no reason why I can predict a Wordle answer. Um, so yeah, that it's you can see it as a 50-50 and I got it wrong, but it's all right because guessing it in 4 tries is still decent. It's not bad at all. So yeah, I actually considered it, but um, I went for silky. But later on, I mean after that, I knew it could only be silly. So was it silly? Was it a silly option? Was it a silly decision? I don't know, but perhaps not. So yeah. Wordle is always, well, unpredictable, so yeah. Anyway, silly is today's Wordle answer. Um, yeah, I'm alright with the Wordle performance today. Got today's Wordle answer silly in 4 tries. This is Wordle number 1309. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today's January 18th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. Alright, I see that these 4s point right. These 5s point up and this cell sees another 5. So in block 3, the digit 5 is forced into this cell. This 5 removed one of the 2 possibilities for 4, so I can immediately place a 4 into this cell. Remember that these 4s point right. Let's look at the missing digits of block 3. 1, 3, and 8 are the missing digits. This cell sees 1, and this cell sees 8. And because of that, the digit 8 in block 1 is, the digit 8 in block 3 is forced into row 1. Right? Because of this 8, the digit 8 in block 3 has to appear in row 1. Okay, we got that. We know that 8s are down here, but I don't want to mark a digit which is possible to be in 3 cells. Unless it's a triple, then that's another case. But anyway, these 8s points down and this cell sees another 8. So in block 8, the digit 8 is forced into this cell, and then these 8s points left. These 7s force the digit 7 into one of these 2 cells in block 5. The 7 points down. Oh, we also have this 7. Okay, so actually, it makes it easier. These 7s force the digit 7 into this cell in block 9, and then these 7s points left, where this cell sees another 7. Okay, 2 and 4 here point down. And now that 7 is placed into this cell, where do both 2 and 4 go? Into these 2 cells only. These 2 cells cannot contain 2 and 4. But these 2 digits are still missing from block 9. So in order to fit both 2 and 4 into block 9, I have to make these two cells reserved for 2 and 4, because both of these two digits can only go into these two cells. So this 2-4 pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells, which means that the other two open cells in block 9 contain 3 and 9, and they do form a 3-9 pair, which eliminates 3 from this cell. This 3-9 pair means that the other 3 open cells in column 9 contain the other missing digits of column 9, which are 1, 6, and 8. This cell sees 1, so it's 6 or 8, and this cell sees 8, so it's 1 or 6. These 1s point right, and this cell sees another 1. So in block 6, the digit 1 is forced into this cell, and then these 1s point up. So in block 3, 1 is forced into this cell, which makes this an 8 because it sees 3 from the pair, and the other open cell a 3 to complete block 3, which means that this cell's a 6. Alright, in column 8, the missing digits are 2, 3, and 4. Um, Okay, let's have a look at row 5. The missing digits of row 5 are 2, 4, 6, and 9. These two cells see 9, so they contain 2, 4, or 6, one of the three. This cell sees 4 and 6, so this cell can only contain either 2 or 9. This cell sees a 6, so it's 2, 4, or 9 only. Hmm. Okay, this 6 points left and this 6 points up. So in block 5, the digit 6 is forced into row 4. And we've actually already marked down 6 in one of these two cells in block 4. Oh, it's this cell. Okay, I was just looking at row 3. I was thinking about the missing digits. Okay, so here's how I thought of it, alright? 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9 were missing from row 3. This cell sees 3, 5, 7, and 8, so it can only be a 9. Okay, for easier explanation, I'm gonna do it this way. First, mark down all digits 1 through 9 in this cell and eliminate the digits that the cell cannot contain one by one. So this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the only digit that this cell does not see is 9. So I must make this a 9. Because in Sudoku, we cannot leave cells empty. So I have to put one digit into every single cell to avoid empty cells. And if this cell cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, it means that 9 is the only possible digits that can go into this cell. So I have to put a 9 into this cell to avoid empty cells. Otherwise, if I don't put a 9 here and put a 9 elsewhere, which eliminates 9 from this cell, then this cell would end up being empty, and that'll break the Sudoku puzzle. So in order to avoid empty cells, I must put a 9 into this cell, because it literally sees every other digit, 1 through 8, so it must be a 9. Okay, and then these 9s points left, where this cell sees another 9. Oh, okay, so now in column 6, let's mark down the missing digits. 2, 4, 5, and 6 are the missing digits of column 6. This cell sees 4 and 5, so it's only 2 or 6. This is 2 of... I mean, this cell, I don't think it sees any of 2, 4, 5, 6, so I'm not going to mark that down. This cell sees 5 and 6, so it can only contain either 2 or 4, and this cell sees a 6, so it's 2, 4, or 5. Okay, now look at row 7. I've just found out that this cell can only contain either 2 or 4, and same for this cell. So we have 2 open cells, which only contain 2 certain digits. In this case, these 2 open cells, which both lie in row 7, these 2 cells only contain 2 and 4. So in order to avoid empty cells, I must keep both 2 and 4 in these 2 cells, because the only combinations are 2, 4, or 4, 2. I have to keep both 2 and 4 in these 2 cells. Otherwise, if one of these digits are placed elsewhere, at least one of them would end up being empty. And that, again, will break the Sudoku puzzle. So, these 2... Well, I must keep both 2 and 4 in these 2 cells, so this 2-4 pair... This 2-4 pair eliminates 2s and 4s from all other open cells in this row. Okay, so this 2-4 pair makes the other 3 open cells in row 7 a 1, 8, 9 triple. This cell sees 1, so it's 8 or 9. This cell sees 1, so it's 1 or 8. This cell sees 8, so it's 1 or 9. So, yeah, these 3 cells form a 1, 8, 9 triple. Okay, another way to find this triple is that, if you haven't found the 2-4 pair, you can just say that this cell sees 1, 8, 9, and this cell also sees 1, 8, 9. So these 3 cells in this row are the only 3 cells that can fit all 1, 8, and 9. So they form a triple in that case. Um, right, perhaps I should keep looking at some restricted rows or columns. In row 1, 1, 2, 6, and 7 are the missing digits. This cell sees a 6, so it's only 1, 2, or 7. But that doesn't help a lot, does it? What about row 3? 3, 5, 7, and 8 are the missing digits. This cell sees 3 and 7, so it can only contain either 5 or 8. And this cell sees 5 and 8, so it can only contain either 3 or 7. Yeah, I do notice something quite interesting, but I'm not sure if this will help or not. But I'll say it anyway. Okay, if this cell ends up being a 3, then it points left, and this 3 points down. So 3 is forced into this cell. Alright, and if this cell ends up a 9, it points left, and this 9 points down. So 9 in block 8 is forced into column 5. So no matter if this is a 3 or 9, whatever digit that ends up in this cell will go into column 5 in block 8. If this is a 3, then 3 ends up here. If this cell ends up a 9, and that results in 9 being in one of these two cells. But again, how does that help? I'm actually not sure. Okay, here's something that I see. It's been it's been ages since I've talked. Um, I'm like I literally see nothing. But I'm not sure if this does any immediate effects, but I'm gonna say it anyway. 3, 8, and 3, 5, and 8 here points left, and this 3 points up. So 3 is forced into one of these two cells, where 5 and 8 go into the other 4 cells. I mean, are possible to be in the other 4 cells. Um, but here's the thing. 3 must be in one of these two cells. Which means that the one of the 5 8s will join the 3 to form either a 3-5 pair or a 3-8 pair. Because we cannot have both 5 and 8 in these two cells because of this cell. This cell can only contain either 5 or 8. So if this cell is already limited to 5 or 8 only, I can't have 3 open cells in this column that contain only 2 digits. So, so that's it. So one of these two cells will contain 5 or 8, and one of these two cells will also contain 5 or 8, which means that these two cells, well, one of these two cells will contain either 2 or 4, because I've marked down 3 digits in these two cells, and I've found out that the digit 6 must be in one of these two cells, which means that these two cells either form a 2-6 pair or a 4-6 pair. So either 2 or 4 will be excluded from these two cells, which appears in one of these two cells, and it cannot contain a 4, right? Because of this 5-8 pair, because of this cell, limited to 5 or 8 only, I can't have 3 open cells in this column containing only 5 or 8. So, along with the 3 being forced in one of these two cells, one of the 5-8s go over here, and one of the 5-8 joins the 3 to form a pair. So, and also 6s. The 6 is forced into one of these two cells, which means either 2 or 4 joins with the 5 and 8 to form a 2-5-8 triple or a 4-5-8 triple in these 3 cells. But it cannot be a 4. So these 3 cells actually form a 2-4-8 triple, forcing the digit 4 into one of these two cells in block 4. And when both 4 and 6 are forced into these two cells, they form a 4-6 pair. And that's it. Oh my goodness. Alright. Well, that took quite a long time for me to see. And I don't even know what term can explain all of this happening. I literally don't know a term that describes this. But anyway, this is what I saw. Okay. Um, because of this 4 and all the other digits affecting it with this cell, 4 and 6 form a 4-6 pair in these two cells. Okay, which eliminates 4 from this cell. Interesting. But here's the problem. It doesn't get any digits placed. Oh, but now I do know that the digit 2 in block 4 is forced into column 1. So does that do anything? Okay, first of all, this 258 triple makes the other 3 open cells in column 1 contain 1, 6, and 9. And this cell sees 1 and 6. There we go. So in these 3 cells, the other 2 open cells contain 1 and 6, and this cell where it sees 1 and 6 is where the 9 is put. So this cell ends up in 9, which makes this cell 3 and this a 9. And it affects row 7, so I can place the 8, 1, and 9 to resolve the triple. Alright, let's take it slow. This cell now sees a 1, so I can place 6 and 1 like this. Okay, wow. I can't believe that the thing that happened, the significant key spot, happened in block 4. Really unexpected. Alright, and then these ones force the digit 1 into this cell in block 2, which eliminates 1 from this cell. So in block 8, the digit 1 is forced into this cell. All 1s are placed. Major progress. Okay, and then the digit 9 in block 1 is forced into this cell. We still have 9s here and 9s here because of these 9s. Alright. And then in row 1, 2, 6, and 7 are the missing digits. And in row 2, 2, 3, and 6 are the missing digits. 2, 3, 6. This cell sees a 6, so it's 2 or 3, 2, 3, 6. Okay, the digit 3 in block 8 is forced into this cell, which eliminates 3 from this cell. Now for row 2, this cell sees 3 and 6, so this cell must be a 2, leaving behind a 3, 6 pair. And now this cell also sees 2. So for the column, the missing digits are 2, 4, 5, and 6, but it now indeed sees 2, 4, and 5. So as the markings show, this cell ends up being a 6. Which places the 6 in this cell in block 5, and also eliminates 6 from these two cells. Okay, yeah, this cell sees a 6, so I can place the 3 and 7 like this, and the 6 here. Alright, now, the missing digits of row 3 are 3, 5, and 8. This cell sees an 8, so it's 3 or 5. This cell is 2 or 4. Okay, the digit 5 in block 8 is forced into this cell. And this cell sees a 7. So the digit 7 in block 5 is forced into this cell. This is 2 or 4 for the column. These two cells, okay, it cannot be a 2. So, okay, yeah, this 4-6 pair makes the other two cells in row 5 contain 2 and 9, but this cell, now that it sees a 2, this cell must be a 9, which makes this 2. The digit 9 in block 6 is forced into this cell, followed by the 8, which goes into this cell. Okay, now this 2 forces this to be a 4, which makes this 2, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. Alright, these two cells, well, 2 and 5 like this. Okay, this 5... Alright, let's just do it this way. The missing digits of row 4 are 3 and 8, but this cell sees a 3, so I can place 8 and 3 like this, and the missing digits of row 6 are 2 and 5. Oh yeah, this cell, right. I've said that because of what I saw. Okay, yeah, this 8 actually helps it. 5 and 2, 3 and 8. Down here, 4 and 7 go into these two cells, and for row 8, 2 and 5 are the missing digits. Now this cell sees 5, so I can place 2, 5, 2, 7, and the Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I've finally finished today's New York Times hard Sudoku in a bit under 37 minutes. Alright, so wow. Puzzle to me is very tricky. Definitely a lot harder than usual New York Times Sudokus. New York Times hard Sudokus, definitely. I'll go over some key spots as a quick summary, although I don't really recall any because I took that long. Yeah, it was mainly the thing that went on in block 4 over here. Okay, one of the key spots that I remember was the single 9, the naked single 9 in block 2 at the intersection of row 3 and column 6. This naked single 9 was one of the key spots. And I genuinely don't really. Oh, yeah. The 2-4 pair in row 7. The 2-4 pair in row 7, which also made the other 3 open cells in the row, contain 1, 8, and 9. So that was one of the things that helped. But the most significant place was the thing that happened in block 4. So because of this cell, which was limited to either 5 or 8 only, and that 3 could only go into these two cells. These two cells contain 3 and 1 from 5 and 8, and these two cells contain 1 from 5 and 8, and the digit that is excluded from these two cells, which are either 2 or 4, because these two cells contain 2, 4, or 6, but must contain a 6. So either 2 or 4 goes here, but because of this 4, it had to be a 2. So 2 in column 1, and then 4, 6 pair over here. So these two cells ended up at 4, 6 pair, and then in column 1 we had the 2, 5, 8 triple, and these helped finish. Well, definitely played a very, very, very significant part in proceeding towards the end of the Sudoku puzzle. So this, to me, was the most tricky and the most key spot of the Sudoku puzzle. I'm not sure if there's an easier way to solve the Sudoku puzzle. Well, at least in my way of approach, this is how I did it. Feel free to leave a comment telling me if there is an easier way that I missed, or if you have any other questions or difficulties, you're also welcome to comment. I'll try my best to solve your questions. I'll be glad to reply you. Alright. Well, I'm glad that I finally succeeded to solve the Sudoku. Alright. Well, let's end it here. Today's January 18th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1309 and New York Times hard Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye!